Africa Global Radio. Our story, our growth, our future.
Headlines across Africa.
Welcome to Africa Global Radio. I'm Itumeleng Lebogang, bringing you headlines across Africa for Wednesday, 8th of May. In today's bulletin, the rise in college protests across the world for the war for Gaza dims light on Darfur's dwindling hope. ByteDance filed a lawsuit to counter a law seeking an end to Chinese-based ownership of the companies in the United States. And Pan-African venture capital firm Future Africa and entrepreneur development agency CatalyzU launch 7-week fellowship. With reports of the war for Gaza stating 34,735 Palestinians have been killed and 78,108 injured, students at Oxford and Cambridge in the United Kingdom also set up encampments, while pro-Palestine student protests at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and Harvard resisted a university deadline to clear the encampment. Protesters' demands vary by school, though they generally call for an end to the Israel-Hamas war, disclosures of institutional investments and divestments from companies with ties to Israel or that otherwise profit from its military operation in Gaza. As police at New York's Columbia University, Portland State, and UCLA have captured global attention, demonstrations and sit-ins are also being held on campuses in parts of Europe, Middle East, Asia, and Oceania. Meanwhile, in Africa's northeast war, the last army-controlled city in Darfur is currently surrounded by the Rapid Support Forces. Should the city fall, the RSF will gain control of an area roughly the size of France, along with Sudan's borders with Libya, Chad, Central African Republic, and South Sudan. With over 15,000 dead since the war began in April 2023, the complete fall of Darfur would spell disaster for the approximately 800,000 people sheltering there, who would be faced with immediate prospect of genocidal violence without any feasible routes of escape. TikTok and its Chinese parent company ByteDance filed their lawsuit in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit on Tuesday, seeking to block a law signed by President Joe Biden that would force the divestiture or ban of TikTok in the United States of America by 19th January. The company has argued that the law violates the U.S. Constitution on a number of grounds, including running afoul of First Amendment free speech protections. The White House declined to comment on the lawsuit. The U.S. Justice Department did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Leading Pan-African venture capital firm Future Africa have partnered with CatalyzU to launch the How to Startup Fellowship. The 7-week program is aimed at startup founders, aspiring founders, startup employees, and 7 corporate innovators eager to launch and scale innovative ideas in Africa. Developed by a team of Africa's best founders and venture capitalists, the program promises an immersive fellowship with tailored experiential training that goes beyond traditional entrepreneurship education. For more information on this, visit the CatalyzU.io website, have a budget of $800, and apply before next week, Tuesday, 14th of May. And with that, we've come to the end of Headlines Across Africa with me, Itumeleng Lebogang. Join us again tomorrow for another bulletin right here on Africa Global Radio.
For this and more, check us out on africaglobalradio.com. On Facebook and YouTube, Africa Global Radio. On Twitter and Instagram, AF Global Radio.